Everybody, welcome back to Wonder Woman Says. It's time again for a new episode. You got some really good comics to review tonight. Turns out something really big happened in the DC universe on the comic book side of things. I'm not going to tell you right off the bat, but the first book we're going to review tonight will definitely show you what I'm talking about. I know I usually don't spoil comic books that came out not too long ago, but I know the cover kind of gives away the ending.
They all get lemonade?
Well, at least the people that were involved in the final battle did. Well, can't blame me for that one. DC did it this time. Well, let's get started in this epic adventure here. This is the latest issue of Justice League. You see Black Adam on his home of Kondak. Suddenly, he realizes he's kind of getting beamed into something. Also, we see all the different members of the League and where they're all based at. But then we see Green Arrow and Black Canary pretty much start to get sucked into the same forces Black Adam. Of course, on this page, find out they were all beamed by Captain Carrot and the Justice League Incarnate. Plus, I have to say, there's a whole lot of characters here.
A lot of former associates, a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah. Of course, Captain Carrot tells Superman what's going on. He tells him about how the multiverse is at stake now. Of course, we see President Superman. He pretty much further tells the current situation of Superman we all know. Of course, come to find out that they pretty much got no choice but to head in the battle, stop their Earth from being destroyed. Oh yeah, before I turn the page, I must say, this looks really interesting.
Reminds me of Street Sharks.
Well, kind of remind me of Bloody Roar. Remember that video game?
Remember Street Sharks?
Not really.
But they're jawsome.
Oh, well, I'm sure I'll find out about it now. Of course, you see President Superman talk further about the situation. Of course, you start to see from the reactions how dire this whole thing really is. So they make a decision. They're going to head to the ruins of another Earth. Forgive me, it's like so much to keep up with in this book. Because you know how I am with this whole multiverse thing.
Mm-hmm.
As we see the ruins of another Earth, this is where this epic battle is going to take place. We see the heroes trying to make sense of the situation. But then, lo and behold, we see the return of Pariah from the original Crisis on Infinite Earth. He pretty much got the machine that's gonna pretty much, how should I say?
Do the thing?
Yeah. Pretty much, I guess you say a new version of the Anti-Monitor, I guess you could say.
So he snapped and turned evil then?
Yeah. Superman's kind of trying to talk him out of it, but Pariah's not going for it. And so next thing you know, Justice League is about to battle all these people right here. Here we see the epic battle ensue. There's like so much stuff going on. Pretty much everybody's fighting everybody. But then they start to realize their powers ain't working on any of them. They start to think these people, these villains are under the control of Pariah's device. But as the battle rages on, we about to see a surprise. And the current Green Arrow and his crew come to help, offer some assistance. Of course, that sadly doesn't really do much as all this is going on. Then we see the return of the Spectre, who was long believed to be dead.
I mean, he was kind of always dead, but you know.
Yeah. It turns out the Spectre is on the Pariah side this time. Of course, they're trying to make sense of that. And the next thing you know, end up battling him too, along with all the others. Of course, as all these pages go, it's just one long battle. Because I'm going to walk you through the whole thing, because this pretty much tells what happens at the end anyway. Of course, we see Green Arrow pretty much take a very fatal blow, which greatly worries the Black Canary.
From Doomsday, no less.
Yeah. It looks like Green Arrow might be down for the count. But then the Trinity, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman rage into further battle. Then this is where it happens. Pariah unleashes the device. And they all start to slowly die.
You know what that looks like? Do you remember the music video for Bohemian Rhapsody with all like the picture-in-picture effects? It's like Galileo, Galileo.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was a classic video right there. So, but then Pariah pretty much proceeds to kill off all the rest of the League members that are there. Then Black Adam lays pretty much close to death as all this is going on. Meanwhile, when I'm assuming is on another Earth, the Flash is at the Justice League headquarters. He starts to get wind of what's happened.
Is it Detective Chimp?
Oh, where at?
Like, right there.
It might be. Actually it is. Yeah. Yeah, now that you pointed out, actually that is him.
I'm impressed. Usually the funny animal characters get left out of these stories.
Yeah. So then Superman, well, the son of Superman, I should say. There's a lot of Supermans in this story. Son of Superman, the Flash, and I'm guessing that's Naomi right there. They all rush out to see Black Adam pretty much laying there. That's pretty much how this story ends. And of course, this is a prelude to the next crisis attempt, I should say.
I love that illustration, though. It's like, how much more black could it be? And the answer is none. None more black.
All I could say, I think this story was really epic. It's a long read, but it was worth it.
Well, the thing that, always worries me, when they do these big multiverse events, is that, like, they always pull a cop out at the end. It's like, oh, well, yeah, the Justice League died, but it's not the Justice League you know.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because...
I mean, it's more like death of a Justice League, not the Justice League.
Yeah, because this book, the way they frame it, they're pretty much like framing it like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, Black Canary, and all of them just turn to dust, basically. Like they're gone. But we all know that's not going to be the case, forever, I should say. So,
Yep. Even Captain Carrot.
well, Captain Carrot wasn't out on that battlefield, so
Okay, fair enough.
yeah.
All right, so out of 10.
On one hand, I want to give it a 10 because it just seems so epic. I really like how they did this story. It's like a really intense and action-packed and, dare I even say, an emotional read. But then on the other hand, of course, there's like a lot of characters to keep up with, and there's a lot of different Earths to keep up with, and it's just like at the same time, there's so much stuff going on. You gotta like really keep track of everything, because I wouldn't recommend reading this distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta kind of give your full attention to this one. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 10 though, because I just really like this story. I didn't think it was gonna be this epic, and I'm glad it delivered, because as you can see, cost is $7. So I'm glad I didn't waste my money. It's usually $4 or $5, but they didn't up the price for this one.
All right, so what we got for Blast in the Past this week?
Well, we saw what seems like the end of one team. Well, we're gonna go back in 1985, show the beginning of another team.
Yeah, symmetry.
Now, 1985, we're gonna take you back to the first issue of the West Coast Avengers series. And prior to this book, there was a 4-issue miniseries the year before this one came out. Pretty much talked about how they formed what was the lineup here for this issue. I recommend that miniseries. That was good. Must admit, it took me a while to get into the West Coast Avengers. I thought there was like a second-rate version of the main team. I think I was wrong, though. First thing we see when we open up this book, Hawkeye and Mockingbird recently married. They're having an intimate moment.
Did he ask her about her feminist agenda?
Nah, I don't think so. They're interrupted by a knock at the door. It turns out to be Hank Pym. Of course, Hawkeye immediately assumes Hank is here to pretty much fulfill the final open slot for the West Coast Avengers. Of course, Hank insists that he's not, but he's here because he's concerned about Goliath, who they have in prison in the basement, pretty much. Meanwhile, as they talk, we see Wonder Man and Tiger in the sky. Wonder Man's pretty much flying around with her. And these pages stick together a lot in these older comic books. Just bear with me.
It's a very delicate procedure.
Of course, we see Tiger talk about how she developed the fears of an actual cat. Like she's afraid of the water below. She don't want Wonder Man to drop her. Then in the background, we see Iron Man. At first, Wonder Man and Tiger assume Iron Man's just flying past to say hello, but Iron Man's actually trying to stop them from being attacked from behind by some robots. Of course, you see Iron Man start to fight them robots that are trying to attack him. Wonder Man quickly offers some assistance. But of course, you see that Tiger's afraid to be let go. She can't fly.
Heavenly Kid, that was a good movie.
I never saw it.
It's one of those, supernatural force helps kid cheat at sports and become a high school hero kind of deal.
Of course, as the battle rages on, Wonder Man and Iron Man pretty much do their best to conquer the robots that are out to destroy them. But then in the middle of the action, Wonder Man ends up dropping Tiger, which greatly angers Wonder Man because he's worried about her safety. So they pretty much continue fighting the robots till the threat's vanquished, I guess you could say.
Can't be that concerned.
After they get rid of them, Wonder Man immediately jumps into the water to go retrieve Tiger. Then, meanwhile, back at the compound, Hawkeye, Mockingbird, and Hank talk to Goliath. Hank pretty much wants to find out how the original Power Man got to be so big. But Goliath won't tell him. He tries to get Goliath to submit to a blood sample, but then Goliath say he don't got no blood in his body.
I mean, it's no great mystery. He trained, he said his prayers, and he took his vitamins.
If only it were that simple. You see Iron Man, Tiger, and Wonder Man come into the compound. They start to talk about what happened to them during that day. And of course, they start to receive word that something's going on at the harbor. The West Coast Avengers start to take off. Hawkeye starts to figure out who's going to stay behind to watch the house pretty much, because somebody has to make sure Goliath doesn't break free. First he tries to get Tiger to do it, which she really refuses. But then Hank decides he'll stay behind. So then they take off for the harbor. They see a mysterious ship. When they all start to get aboard the ship, they're gonna quickly find themselves in a battle they never thought they'd be in. Turns out Ultron is aboard this ship. A frantic battle ensues. And Ultron pretty much causes a whole bunch of metal pipes to just fall from everywhere at the same time in an attempt to finish off the West Coast Avengers once and for all.
Luckily, Mockingbird's a member of Blue Man Group.
Yeah. Hawkeye pretty much shoots a special arrow, stops all the stuff from falling. They pretty much get out of that situation. But then meanwhile, Hank ends up talking to Jan from the East Coast Avengers. Jan's trying to talk to Hawkeye. And the West Coast Avengers come back. And then, of course, Hawkeye talks to Jan. He starts to tell Jan he doesn't want no assistance with Ultron. They want to prove that they have what it takes to stand on their own as a group. Then, meanwhile, they start to sense that Ultron's somewhere near the compound outside. So they start figuring out how they're going to take him on. As they go looking for Ultron, Ultron's hiding, but he overhears that Hank is inside, so that pretty much changes his plans right on the spot.
Damn, M'Baku.
Yeah, I was surprised too when I first saw this. But yeah, while Tiger standing guard, Goliath, of course, M'Baku comes in there to come break him out. And that pretty much ensues a battle between M'Baku and Tiger. Tiger appears to get the best of him for a while. Until Ultron shows up. So then, they all pretty much start to decide they're gonna try to get the Hank, get the Wonder Man. Of course, Hank is still in the compound with Iron Man until Ultron breaks through. And then Iron Man finds himself battling Ultron. But then meanwhile, Goliath is on the loose. Goliath's pretty much conquering the whole West Coast Avengers. Iron Man does his best to try to destroy Ultron. Whereas Goliath's on the loose, Hawkeye's pretty much slim pickings for Goliath, but then Wonder Man tries to fly in and save him. Of course, he's stopped in his tracks by M'Baku. And M'Baku pretty much holds him down for Goliath to pretty much punch him into the ground. And then while all this is going on, Goliath pretty much picks up Wonder Man, and Ultron picks up Hank, and then the three pretty much go off. But then they start to piece everything together. Hawkeye does, finds out that the Grim Reaper is involved in all this, that he's behind it all, and they end the story right here. I think that was a really good start to that series.
Yeah. The actual match was a little overbooked.
Well, he did even say it on the front cover of 39-page epic.
Oh no, I mean like in the wrestling sense.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of villains involved.
They just kept coming in one after the other.
Yeah.
It was a battle royale.
Yeah.
A Royal Rumble, no less.
But I must say, Marvel was just on his A game when this book was published. I know neither me or you were alive when this book first came out, but as a collector of comic books, there's not many things better than 80s Marvel.
All right, so out of five.
Yeah, I definitely ought to give that one a 5. I love that one.
Okay, so we have 2 perfect scores. So we need some kind of we need some variety. All right, so my foot out of 3.
Out of 3. I'm not sure how to answer that one, to be honest.
Well, you can answer honestly.
I'm gonna give it about maybe a 2 out of 3.
All right, there we go. All right, so now it's not entirely perfect.
Yeah, you sure got some ideas tonight.
Yep. All right. So, what do you got coming up?
Well, I ain't gonna lie and say that we have anything lined up yet for the next episode, but we're working on it. We're gonna figure something out in these next few days. Definitely gonna have another blast from the past. Oh yeah, I do gotta say something too. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be in another 10K this week. This time it's gonna be in Carytown. I can't wait. And it's only like 2 weeks after the U-Crops 10K. This one ain't gonna be as big of a deal, but I'm still up for doing it. This is really like just another workout for me.
All right.
Yeah.
So be sure to
Hit
like
and subscribe, and pretty much even if you want to reach out to us, we always here. Appreciate the support and thank you for watching.
We're nice people.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just trying to pretty much talk about what we love with these comic books here.
Rock on.
Yeah. But yeah, you enjoy the rest of your evening. See you in the next episode.